Hello students, today again we'll start with network connecting devices chapter. The first thing we'll discuss today is hubs. See, a hub is a device that connects all the nodes of a network using a twisted pair cables. A twisted pair cables are generally of two types, one is STP and the other is UTP. UTP is your unshielded twisted pair cable and STP is your shielded twisted pair cable. The difference between these two is normal, just a basic difference is in STP the twisted pair cable, as you can see, is covered by a foil, it is guarded by a foil, so it is shielded. That's why it's called a shielded twisted pair cable, and UTP does not have the same thing, so it is called unshielded twisted pair cable. So this hub is basically a layer 1 device as it functions at the physical layer of the OSI model. Okay, so as we said, the hub connects all the nodes of a network. So in this slide we will see how hub works with such functions. See, in a hub the signal received on one port are transmitted to all other ports. Like here you can see that a hub is connected to 5 nodes or 5 workstations, also we call ये nodes को हम workstations भी बोलते हैं. So you can see this hub is connected to 5 nodes, node A, B, C, D and E. And as I said, in a hub the signal received on one port is transmitted to all other ports. So you can see that there is some data waiting at node E to be transmitted. Now the data is moving to the hub. Now it has moved to the hub. Now the same data will be transmitted to all other ports, to node A, B, C and D. Similarly, there is one data waiting at node B. It has gone to hub, and now the same data will be transmitted from A, C, D and E. And same thing, there is a data going from node C, and the same data will be transmitted to A, B, D and E. So we can say in a hub the signal received on one port is transmitted to all other ports. So all nodes, all the workstations that are connected to a hub can listen to one another all the time. By saying that they can listen to one another means that every other node has complete knowledge of what the other node has sent or received. ठीक है, एक नोड ए ने क्या इंफॉर्मेशन भेजी ये बाकी सारे नोड्स को पता होगा. सिमिलरली नोड ए ने क्या इंफॉर्मेशन रिसीव करी ये भी बाकी सारे नोड्स को पता होगा, क्योंकि वो सेम इंफॉर्मेशन बाकी सारे नोड्स ने भी रिसीव करी होगी और उनमें से किसी एक नोड ने सेंड करी होगी. तो दैट इज़ व्हाई आई एम सेइंग कि इन a hub, when all the nodes are connected to a hub, every node can listen to one another all the time. Okay, so now we can say that there are certain features of hub, that it is a layer 1 device. As I said, that it functions at the physical layer of the OSI model. It has one collision domain. I'll explain it. It is half duplex. Half duplex means that you can either send or receive at a time. You cannot do both the things simultaneously. It has a wasted bandwidth, it has security risks, and it has been replaced by switches. Because of its certain disadvantages, it is replaced by switches. The main disadvantage of a hub is that it can when all the nodes are connected to a hub, the data is transferred to all the nodes, whether a particular node or workstation has asked for that information or not. It will be transferred. So advantages, I'll read out the advantages: that it is low cost and it is easy installation. Its disadvantages are that it has collision of signals and reduced bandwidth and security risks. Security risks, why? Because when, as we saw in node E, when node E transferred the data, it was transmitted to node A, B, C and D. But what if node E wanted to transmit the data only to node A? it did not want node B, C, D to know what it had sent, but all the nodes received the information. So there is security risk. Collision of signals, as we talked about collision domain, in this figure you can see that it might happen that two hosts or two nodes or two workstations might send data at the same time. Like in this one we can see PC2 and PC3 are sending the data at the same time. So there is collision of data and data losses there, and because of which bandwidth is reduced. So there is collision of signals, so they are in the same collision domain. It can happen that all the 4 PCs send the data at the same time, and there will be collision of data and there will be losses of data or information in the same collision domain. So these are the certain advantages and disadvantages of hubs. Now next is your switch. It is a very important device. A switch, as we explained, is a hub with some intelligence. It's the same thing. It connects to various nodes or various workstations at a time, but we are saying a hub with some intelligence. What intelligence is here? That it does not distribute signals without verifying whether it's actually required to propagate the signal to a given port or not. It distributes signal only where it needs to. See, here it is going, so many hosts or nodes or workstations are connected to these two switches, but it is transferring only where it is required to send, not to all the nodes. So that is why we said it is a hub with certain intelligence. There is also one thing that we need to know about switch, that it is also a layer 1 device like your hub, and as it works on the physical address or the MAC address of a host or node. MAC address, as we know, that every computer, every phone has an inbuilt address, it has an inbuilt ID which is there when a manufacturer, it is given by the manufacturer when when the company manufactures the devices, the electronic devices. So these MAC addresses are there. So it basically it is a layer 1 device. It works on the physical address or the MAC address of the host or the node. Okay. Now next what we will study is router. This is very important. Router, it is a device that forwards packets between network by processing the routing info included in the packet. See here, this router is shown. The hub was distributing data everywhere. The switch limited that distribution. See, and the router what it does is it works with the packets. See, there is a difference. Here also it is routing. The hubs were also routing, were distributing the data. The switch was also distributing the data, and the router is also distributing the data. It is routing information. It is routing means it is providing the path. But the difference is the hubs and the switches, they work at layer 1 of the OSI model, that is, they deal with the physical layer. But here this router, it is the layer 3 device. It means that it works on the logical address of a host, not the physical address. It works on the IP addresses, the logical addresses of the host, and it connects multiple networks and uses routing to forward packets. We will see in the next slide that how a router works. So this is here, now we will see how router works. So this slide shows 5 networks, network 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, connected to each other via routers A, B, C, D and E. And each network has certain connections. For example, network 1 has 2 hosts, host 1.1 and host 1.2, whereas your network 3 and network 4 have only one host connected to it, that is network 3.1 and host 3.1 and host 4.1 respectively. Okay, so now we see that how router directs the signals. So here we want to send the signal or the information, or here because this is a layer 3 device router, so here we will call that signal as packets. So here we have to send the packets from host 1.1 to host 4.1. Here the router, now what happens is when host 1.1 has to send the data from to host 4.1, the first host that is in the path is router A. So what router A will do, router A will look into its route map. So it will try to find out the best possible route for the data to be transferred. By best possible we mean that would take the least time for data flow or the packet flow. So that will be the best possible route for the packet to move from host 1.1 to host 4.1. So the best possible path is from router A to C to E and then finally to host 4.1. So this is how the router A works. It sends the data takes the data from 1.1 and then to router C and then to router E and finally to host 4.1. The data has reached. But now we consider another situation. Let us suppose the connection between A and C becomes faulty. Okay, it has been shown with the dashed lines. So what happens, again host 1.1 wants to send the packets to host 4.1. Now again the router A will consult its route map. It will look into its route map and it will try to find out the best possible path for the packets to be sent. But here now, as A and C are not connected because that connection has become faulty, so what it will do, it will try to find out if another path is possible or not. So for it, now the path that will be possible will be A, B, C, E and then finally host 4.1. So now what will happen, the data will move from host 1.1 A, then to router B, then to router C and then to router E and then to host, finally to host 4.1. See, this is something that is to be considered, that before this, when the connection between router A and C was fine, it did not go via router B because that was the longer path. So it tried to find out the best possible path, so which would take the least time. So that's why it did not go to the router B earlier. But now as this path has become faulty, so whatever is available is the best. So here now it followed the longer path. So here it took the, so this data flow has taken here. Now this shows how routers work. This now shows the back panel of the router, of a router. You can see there are 4 cables that have been shown, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So here this 1 and 4, these are the power cables. 1 is the power cable for your router and 4 is the power cable for your modem. Cable 3 is the cable that connects wide area network from modem to your router. It provides the internet from your modem to your router. And finally, router, what it does, it through your local area network LAN cables, it provides the network or the internet to the host or to various nodes or workstations. So we take a close look. So here 1 and 4 are the power cables. Here 3 is a WAN connection or wide area network connection from modem to router, and cable 2 is your LAN cable which connects your router to your various hosts. Here a computer or a laptop has been shown. So now we reach modem versus router. This is a very important topic. Normally what happens is, most people actually think that a modem and a router are the same thing, but they are not. They have two separate roles in a network. If you want to access internet inside your home or business, you need to have a modem. Okay? Modem is what brings the internet into your house or business. A modem establishes and maintains a dedicated connection to your internet service provider to give you access to the internet. The reason why you need a modem is because of the two different types of signals that are used on a computer and on the internet. A computer only reads digital signal, and while the signal out in the internet is analog. And analog data comes in from the internet. The modem demodulates the incoming analog signal into digital signal so that a computer can understand it. A modem also modulates the outgoing digital signal from a computer into an analog signal as it goes out in the internet. So this explains the word modem, M-O-D-E-M, modulator and demodulator, as it is doing both modulation and demodulation. So now a router comes in after the modem. So there are different types of routers. This is one is for the large businesses, and this one is for the homes or small businesses. But both of them, they do the same thing. A router is a device that routes or passes your internet connection to all of your devices in your home. So here now you can see that there is a modem in between the internet. The data is continuously flowing, right? The data, there is no problem. But now, as we saw, router was connected to modem. So as I have said, a router is a device that routes or passes your internet connection to all of your devices in your houses. So when a router comes, it passes information. Now what happens if there are more than one connections, like here there is a PC, there is a laptop, and there is a smartphone, then what will router do? Router will distribute the signal, it will route the signal to all the devices, both wired in a wireless form and wireless form. So it will bifurcate or divide the data and pass the data to all the devices, route the data to all the devices. See, it directs it to all of your computer, laptops, tablets, smartphones, etc., so that those devices can access the internet. A small office router, such as shown here, will have a built-in switch with multiple ports so that multiple devices can be connected using Ethernet cable connection, and it also functions as a wireless access point so that wireless devices can have internet access. Okay, so but if you need more wired connections here, what you can do is you can connect a switch to your router and then add more connections if you need to the switch. So finally what happens is, here the position of the modem and the router explains the difference. Don't get confused between the modem and the router. What modem is doing, modem is modulating and demodulating the signal that it's getting from the internet and your PC or your whatever the electronic devices that you are using. But router what it is doing, it is routing the data through the best possible path available to the concerned devices or concerned devices. That might be a PC, that might be a laptop, that might be a smartphone, anything. So this is how modem, router, hubs and switches work. I hope you all must have got it. Thank you all.